So with games like Poppy Playtime taking over the internet, it's clear that indie horror games is one of YouTube's biggest influencers, with each breakout game getting creators left and right to partake in the experience. But what makes a horror indie game good, and more importantly, what makes a good indie horror game character? And so I didn't script how I should introduce you.
It would be funny if you just didn't, and I was just there with no context.
Thank you, Mikeonut, for joining me on this exciting journey where we rank indie game horror characters.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
And so I got a couple characters. I'm curious what your opinion is with these various characters in the indie game scene. We'll introduce with obviously Poppy Playtime.
I don't find this character scary. I do think the real human eyes thing is intimidating. I don't really find the character scary because at least if there is a scary side to it, we haven't seen it yet.
That is true, because only chapter 1 is out. The one thing is, I really don't like dolls, so she kind of creeps me out.
Yeah, well, they're real human eyes on a doll.
Ew, dude, those are real eyes?
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. Like,
my god.
If you like scrape through the stuff, it's like the toys that they make are actually people, and like this is an actual person, and then they forgot how to do it, and then that's why all of the other toys are trying to kill you.
That's really creepy. I wish I didn't know that detail, honestly. I thought it was just kind of a creepy doll. Ranking wise, like just not necessarily in terms of scariness, but overall character design. From a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rank Poppy?
I would say this is probably an 8. It's not necessarily scary, but the eyes in correlation to the body is in that like uncanny valley thing, and it does it really well. But then other than that, it's just a doll.
It's an alright design. I was gonna rate it like pretty low, like a 6, but I'll bump it up to a 7 because of that. Enough with Poppy. We gotta get to the main show. We gotta get to Huggy Woogie. This is my boy.
Yeah, there he is.
And actually, design-wise, I really like him.
I already liked this design just straight up. I think the good thing that horror games are doing, especially indie ones, is people don't get how scary children things can be. And I think the most successful like horror games can strike a balance with that. You have Huggy. He's like this happy figure, and he kind of reminds me of those like bendable toys that you can like pose. And then there's the second image, which is like, oh, whoops, monster inside. Uh-oh, it's now terrifying.
I think the thing that makes Huggy Wuggy a lot more terrifying in the vent chase is because of how big Huggy is. He's like squished in the vent with his eyes like expanded.
I didn't even notice the eye expanded.
The eyes are really creepy to me.
The vent chase is like really, really tense, and it's like you have to make really quick turns, otherwise like you're basically done. The teeth really sell it, and the weird thing about it is like this is supposed to be a mascot for a toy line. Upon first impression, my mind just immediately went like, oh yeah, this is a Muppet, and like that little thing hasn't gotten out of my head.
Yeah, the big thing about Huggy Wuggy too is how goddamn huge he is in game. I think like character perspective wise, you only go up to his legs.
Oh yeah, he's a lanky boy.
Design wise, I don't know, I'd give him an 8. I think an 8 is a fair rating for him.
I'm gonna give him a 9. This design is really, really good. The only thing that I kind of don't like again is like the thing that's like, oh, Muppet.
Yeah, because I noticed for some people this really like scared people, and then for other people I watched some reactions and it did nothing on them. So it depends on the person. Did you see Moist Critical's reaction to this game?
I did. Oh damn, I've been just craving critical content. Was he the one that got stuck in the vent, and then like when Huggy Wuggy came up to him, he just got launched out to the other side of the room?
I'm excited for the full game for this.
I am a little worried about the full game because the other characters, I don't know how they're going to work, and I don't know if they're going to be as effective as Huggy Wuggy. Huggy Wuggy was like the perfect introduction character. He generated so much hype, and then the other character designs just won't be able to meet it because for all we know, Huggy Wuggy is dead.
Yeah. The game in general is just like, it's cool. It's obviously inspired by like various other indie horror games, but it does enough of a new twist that it's not boring in any way.
Yes, it has hand.
So the next character I got, I don't know too much about, but what do you know about Bendy?
Oh, Bendy. We were just talking about, oh, I hope the other chapters can live up to the hype. This is the example of that not happening.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, so like the first chapter was really good, and then chapter 2 came out and no one talked about it, which sucks because this was like such a good concept.
I did hear a lot of hype when it first came out, and I played a little bit of it a long time time ago, but I didn't get to the point where I saw like the 3D model creature. And I don't know, is that Bendy?
I know there is an actual Bendy at the end that you see, and he's like a big monster, but I don't know if this is also Bendy.
I think they're his creations. So design-wise, what would you rate Bendy?
Are we ranking both the regular Bendy and then the creation separately?
No, I'd say overall, I'd combine them.
This would be a 7 for me. I don't feel threatened. Look at his arms.
The 3D creature is pretty creepy. The next character, I personally kind of hate. Baldy from Baldi's
What? This
Basics.
isn't a horror game character. What is he doing here?
He qualifies as an indie horror game, bro.
No,
Bro, this is peak horror content. What do you mean? Are you not scared of this menacing man?
The only reason I'm kind of intimidated by him is because, like, I've had bad teachers before. But, like, if you want to get someone scary, get the person that is in, like, the wheels and he, like, will just ram you into the wall. You find Baldy intimidating. What would you rank him?
No, I think I really don't find him intimidating. I think the only thing that throws me off about him is like how bad the model is.
He's not even like a contender.
For the next character, we're just going with the OG, Freddy Fazbear.
I think the old animatronic designs in general just work because it's not anything about them, it's just how they act. The only thing that I think is bad about this character is he doesn't do much.
The one thing I will say that was pretty scary about him, when you ran out of power, his song came on, and then you just like see him from the side.
Yeah, he came from the left door.
And he's just there, like, you know it's coming, but it's still terrifying. What's your favorite FNAF game?
I think my favorite game is Sister Location. If you want to point out designs that I like, ooh, the Funtime animatronic, those are scary. The reason those work better than like any other like FNAF design is because they were made to kill, and that's why they're scary.
His face is like split because it's made to eat a kid.
It's my favorite because he's so scary, and oh my god, there's like a whole mission in the VR game where he's just in the darkness and you have to keep track of him and he's taunting you. He's the worst. He's the scariest.
With Security Breach coming out, I'm really excited for that game. What do you think of that game, like, so far overall?
The designs work. I'm not necessarily crazy about them. I'm more so looking at the gameplay for that. Other than that, there isn't really a lot we know about.
Yeah, the gameplay is, I feel like this is the biggest branch out in terms of like gameplay.
Oh yeah, this is the biggest branch out.
But I'll get on to the next character. It's another FNAF character, Springtrap.
This is definitely like a step up when it came to the design, especially since it's like there's also a corpse in there.
Yeah. I don't know, I'll say 8.
I think I'm gonna say 8 too.
I have one more character. We got Slender Man.
Hey.
The OG indie game, horror game guy dude. What do you think of Slender Man?
There's nothing significant about the design.
What do you mean? It's so detailed.
Nah, but I like it overall. If I were to give him a rank, I'd give him a 5.
A 5 is pretty low.
He's intimidating, but like there's nothing ultimately scary about him. Like I could easily recreate this by putting a book cover over my head.
He's become like a cult icon. It's crazy.
Got its own shitty movie too.
Did that come out?
It did. It was bad. If you like the Slenderman design, I think an overall concept that kind of did it better, the Infinite IKEA, there are like workers that are basically like Slenderman, except they have like regular skin tones. They have like really big claw-like hands. I think just the IKEA atmosphere also is more effective than just generic Forest 2. Like last time I checked, Slenderman just kills them. If you want to add scary thing, eating people, that always rubs me the wrong way. Have you seen Charles from Choo Choo Charles? I think it is, the game.
What the heck is this, dude?
It's Thomas, but with spider legs and creepy face, and he kills people. This game looks so promising. Obviously, like, you know, the characters are trained, and he kills people. But you are also controlling your own train, and I think that's cool. Subscribe to Degani.
Obviously, thank you, Mike, for joining me. I really appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It was really fun to do this video with you. Definitely check out Mikeonut. I'm gonna put his channel in the description. Check him out. He just did a FNAF indie game horror video. And then, yeah, just subscribe to him. And then subscribe to me.